Sure.
Sure.
We are ready.
We're ready.
You already has a live, yeah?
Yeah, we're live.
You already?
I just put it on.
I cannot see the. I want to share that I cannot see. Sometimes this takes time to come out.
Yeah, it's a bit time delayed.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone, actually.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, and
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
so good evening. Lona, so
Hello, hello.
do you studied? Yes.
Oh, yes.
How many hot hairs?
Just
How
just the
many hot
title.
hairs, Lona?
I only read the title. And that's it.
What did they say?
Only read the title, but not the meaning of the title.
What means?
Yeah.
Which
How
means
many hot hairs? I say.
8. More now.
So, do you remember?
How many what?
Hot
how
hell.
many?
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Harems, hungry ghost, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me. I got it off.
How many hell ram?
So, do you remember how many hot hairs? Yes, how many hot hairs there?
Let's see. Is it 5?
Eight.
Okay.
8?
Yes, 8. Okay, so now
I'm missing a few.
I'm going to ask the Lisa. Lisa, how many hot hairs?
8. There's 8.
Yes, you're mute.
There's 8
That, yeah. So how many neighbors? How many neighbors? How many neighbors?
new births.
No neighbors. Neighbors is close to the after 8 hairs and then hot 8 hairs after the surrounding.
There's 8 cold realms, but if you want to know the characteristics of these realms, they are, let's see, one is black line, one is burning hot, one is extremely hot, one is reviving, one is, I think one has to do with some kind of crying. Yeah. Another one would be, let's see, the whatever the worst one is, I forget the name of it, like the extreme or the worst, like the last one.
Okay, so you did it really good.
Okay.
And the last one is just and the hair of maximum tormented, torment. I'm talking about the another one, you know. Okay, so I want to ask question, Sandra.
The cold?
So,
Give me the Lisa, you did a great job. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so Sandra is how many surrounding this me hot hairs are
4.
surrounding
4.
4. Okay. For which 4?
There's like hot embers. There's those shamali trees that have weapons, burning ash, and rotting corpses.
Wow, thanks very much. You two are great, okay? And then how many cold hairs mature in the roar?
8.
8 cold hells.
Can you name each one or no?
The cold hells. No, Kimpo, I didn't learn those because I'm not going there. Okay.
Mm.
So I don't want to know anything about those cold hells. They're shivering.
Okay. So if you don't want to go, if you don't want to go there, is you have to learn that.
I have to learn it.
So
Okay.
if you
They're
learn
shivering,
that, then
There's
that-
chattering teeth,
festering.
yes,
blisters.
yes,
Yeah, bursting blisters.
yes,
The lotus shatters, the Aptala flower shatters, and the great big Aptala flower shatters also. So it's freezing there.
oh, yes.
I'm missing one. Huh?
Thank you. So you don't have to go there. You passed.
I hate the cold. I hate it.
Yes. Okay, you don't have to go there. You already passed.
Okay.
So no, that we talk about the hungry ghost, like hungry ghost has a inner obscuration, outer obscuration, like what we talked, right? And okay, the first one, the Thomas, please. What is the first one? Who is the first one?
The first one is the outer obscurations. And they see water
Outer obscurations. Okay.
outer, and they see the water and food far away. And as they get closer and closer, there's nothing there.
Yes. Okay. So then second one.
The second one is the inner obscurations. And they have large stomachs, long necks, small mouths, tiny legs, tiny arms.
Oh.
And they're always hungry, always thirsty, but can never get enough.
Yes. Okay. So then third one.
The third is the common obscurations. And they see food and water they cannot see anywhere. But then when they do find it and they try to drink the water, they can't because it's almost like blood. And when they see the food, they try to swallow it. It's like hot magma. They can't get it down their
Okay, so great. You passed. You don't have to go there too.
Thank you, Dimple.
Everyone hope passed. Okay, everyone passed. So how can we help to the hungry ghost, Aminda, you think? How can we help them?
And chant Om Hum or Om Mani Padme Hum and dedicate food scraps or anything that are dirty from our body, like mucus from our nose or our throat. There's also the sulk offerings and other rituals that, that I don't think I'm aware of. And
okay, that's
I
good. So
suppose
you
relative.
Yes.
Oh, I think relatives can also make offerings to help liberate relatives. They don't know which realm they're in, but I think if they do a really good deed and they make offerings in honor of relatives who died, then that can also help liberate them, maybe, depending on their circumstances.
Okay, great. Yes. Okay, so then how can we have to Herren beings like Sevilla, please, Sevilla. How can we help to the Herren beings?
How can we help the hell beings?
Yeah, helping to the Herren beings.
I think it's chanting the Om Mani Padme Hum. Or maybe smart people out there would know.
So, You connect with the compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who chant Om Mani Padme Hum, that person needed compassion, right?
Yes. Well, Om Mani Padme Hum
Yes.
is compassion.
So then what they need? Yes.
You mean what
Okay,
else do
so-
they need?
Okay, so that's good, and we can help them like through our compassion. That's the reason, like if you can do something for relatives, because we have a compassion, we love them, and that's why we do something is more powerful. The connect with the compassion, and then it's called power of compassion. Long as we have the power of compassion, then this mantra is the power of Dharma, Buddha's blessing. So that's the reason we also do the dedication. So that's why all these powers can help for these parent beings. Okay, so now I'm going to another question to Gail. Some interdependent question, okay? So why we cultivate these lower realms? Why? What benefit for us? Gail, Pesi.
Motivation for practice.
Gail, Pesi. Can you hear?
Yeah, sorry, I just turned on. I was at work, and sorry, so I've missed the conversation and everything. Just ask me later when I just clue in. I'm just focusing.
Okay, so I mean the whole thing, like why we cultivate this lower realms? What benefit for us?
Oh, it's compassion for the lower realms gives us merit. If we think about how fortunate it is to have a human birth, I think.
Yes.
And create a bodhicitta.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Yeah, both are correct. Yeah, and so other on the form, so both are correct. And then anyone has any answers? More answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To know the defects of samsara. All six realms, if we contemplate them, we understand the defects of each of the six realms of samsara.
Yes.
And we also benefit them because they are benefiting our practice by meditating compassion.
In growing our compassion.
Yeah.
Yes, to grow also they help us to create our own compassion.
Exactly. So that's the main point. That's why we cultivate these lower realms. That you cultivate the lower realms, really comes compassion arise our mind and the heart. So that compassion purify our karma to reborn these lower realms. That is very powerful. So you think about other beings naturally benefit actually ourselves. So that is called skillful method, very powerful. Yeah. Okay, so today is better than yesterday, everyone. It's great. So now I know what I have to do. Not just I'm sharing the teaching, talking, right? So we have to take tests. That's better. So yesterday, 90.
You're on mute.
You're muted, Carol. You're muted.
What happened? Can you hear? Okay, so where is our stopped?
Yesterday, we were at 90 something.
Okay, yesterday, 99% is felt. Today is 99% is past. So you already get growing. You know, your education is growing.
We're not
Same
in the
thing,
lower
I
realms
think in
anymore.
your quality compassion also, you know, increasing. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so now we're going into today. It's page 40. So we finished the 4 dharmas. We finished the 3 vessels. Then we finish also not finish 4 thoughts. No, we are in the 4 thought meditation. So the abandon and the force of vessel. So actually this helps for abandon and the force of vessel. So 4 thought meditation. This is the number 4th one. We finished already precious human body. Then we finish defect of some, it's a karma cause and the effect and impermanent meditation 3 already finished. So right now we are in the number 4, is defect of samsara. Defect of samsara has, so think about all this, samsara is a suffering. So we recognize that samsara is a suffering, then we are not attached to future life. We are not attached to this life that helps like precious human body and impermanent meditation helps not attached to in this life, this present life. Then we practice karma cause and effect and the defect of samsara, not attached to future life. And one goal is only liberation. Goal is only liberation, no attached to samsara. So then we have to know defect of samsara. We have to cultivate this lower realms first. We finish high realms, hungry ghost. So today we are in the animal realms. Animal realm is easy than hungry ghost and high realms, because the animal, we don't have experience, but we recognize what they're going on. You know, we understand, we see them what going on, problems. Of course, we don't have our own experience and more suffering, but we see them what they're going on. We see, so that's why you have a more better idea than comparing to the herons and the hungry ghost. So now the animal that live in oceans and the bodies of water suffer from being killed, caught, and injured in all sorts of ways. So it's we have to think about the first, like animal who live in the oceans. So there who live in the ocean is so many different kind, diversity animals, so many different kind. So it's good is sometimes we watch the you know, what is the called television, is TV shows, animal channel and the Discovery Channel, something like called Discovery Channel, something like that. And sometimes they show all these animal realms, especially these in ocean animals. So we can see there so many animals, different kind, different form bodies. So why they are stuck in that place? Because diversity karma, different karma. That's why they get in that realm, the different form bodies, they get different form bodies. So then there has different kind of karma, because that's why they eat each other, and everyone have a kind of a similar suffering. All the animals, similar suffering is they just eat each other, hunt each other. And you can see these ocean animals, the small fish is the bigger fish eat. Then the bigger fish is the bigger fish eat. So then like that and eating each other, and also some different kind of types animals in the water, they eat them. And they're all the time eating each other. So all the time they're, fear is nervous and all the time fears. They don't have a peaceful. They're always looking something for kind of like protection, looking for protection, but there's no any place safety, nothing place safety for them. They cannot find any protection. Wherever they be in the ocean, it's always is dangerous, so other animals hunt them, eat. So we see that the animals that live in oceans, that bodies of water suffer from being scared, then caught and injured in all sorts of ways, also human beings. So one fish boat go in, there's so many fishes to pick up, and every day the millions, pick up from the human beings in the ocean, the fish. So that way also suffering. Then the fish is also actually they have own family, because they lose one is they lose the family too, and they have that kind of feeling and they have their suffering. Same is like human beings. So we recognize that fishes also have that same feelings, and then other animals live in the oceans. So they're all suffering is kind of like beyond our thoughts. Their suffering is unfathomable. See, that is the main point. So their suffering is unfathomable. So it's very good to meditate. You watch the Discovery Channel. I think that is the correct name. So you see this all animals, and they love to them is they eat each other, they hunt each other, they create sufferings each other. So what they're going on in this animals realms, load their watch, and then you cultivate that and close eye and think about again, and watch again. So that's really, really helpful. Then sometimes also human beings, of course, there's a Discovery Channel, also human beings made. Sometimes people make movies specifically for animals. So that's also very good to watch, create the watch that is like comes really compassion to them. So the beings secreted across the land are visible to us. So then I see the beings secreted across the land are visible to us, for we can actually see them with our own eyes. When we can see land animals, we can see them. So we recognize their suffering. Think about the chickens. So unbelievable human beings, torture them, right? And make suffering for them. The thing about why human beings does that, because it's due to desire. It's always just desire. Human beings desire, and strong self-grasping and desire. So that's, of course, have a karma to take to like born to the hungry ghost. If we torture like so many thousands like chickens, like put in the cage, make suffering them, only thinking about our own benefit, for only thinking about money. If something is there, because it must have to have something, give it punish, right? It's law something, that is the going to reborn to the hungry ghost. It's no choice. So human beings usually we create that karma. Are you okay to hear? Because video is like kind of like distracting, like Paul. Can you hear correctly or no?
Pretty good. Yes, Kempo.
Yeah, it
Okay.
breaks up a little bit, but it comes through. We can get it okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's I don't know why it's going on. This wireless is generally good, but when ready to teach, then no working. Okay. So that's we recognize this whisper beings in the land are very easy. We recognize what they're going on because we see them with our own eyes. So then, of course, that is like thing about the chicken. So then cows, same thing people does, same thing for cows. So all is for desire. And then, of course, the horse is a little bit better, but it's horse also why people just own is like their own self-grasping. If a horse is like no use for, no value to something, then that really don't care much. So horse is valued, and they can do something, they can run, you can use that to play, and you can win or something. Then that love and take care is always due to the self. Actually, there it's grasping, you know. It's based on everything is self and I. And so then, of course, like in other hand, like used to other countries, the horse is extremely suffering, really suffering. Horse is mostly animal suffering in other countries. So this time is like transportation, everything is, you know, changed the 21st century. Many horses kind of get freedom, but same time people don't take care of them too. So anyway, you know, two extremes, no balance. So used to the horses when I was kid and young, so the horse like is people use every day. They're too tired, really tired. There's no time to eat grass, no possible. Nighttime, they just people give food for them. They eat that, and the daytime, how they just journey on the road. There's no time to eat grass. They can see the grass, but there's no opportunity to eat. If horse go to try to get on the road, you know, get the grass, the people right away they, you know, beat the horse. They have something special they make, so they beat and go in the journey, and then they carry things like so much suffering. So all the animals actually human beings, like we know, so we torture them, and so the due to actually everything is like desire. The all is based on the desire. So that's the reason you watch this sometimes, like make movie something about the animal is really helpful for that, and really benefit. So if you can give up like 1 week meat to eat, so that's also great, you know. So through your compassion, you know, then or you can give up like maybe 4 more days, and so special days say I'm not going to eat meat, no any kind of meat. So you can take that vows and promise. That's also very good for you know, create a good karma to not going to reborn to the animal realms. I don't know that we don't eat meat is a benefit animals, but actually really benefit for us. Someone who has a good realization, then they eat meat, they don't affected that. Maybe they also benefit for them too. But long as we are very beginner, and we don't know where we're going to reborn, we don't have a like control our own mind, we don't have a choice. So until that karma affected, uh, one day you have ability, you know, your mind, you can control your mind, you know where you want to reborn, you have a choice, then karma is not affected you. So that time you eat meat is like, I think it's a benefit for them. So until that karma affected for us. So that's the reason, you know, if we cannot give up 100% meat, just, you know, some days you give up, and that's also very good to do the practice dharma. Then also, so if we have to eat sometimes, like of course sometimes, like, you know, some people without meat is very hard to survive, and also needed to body need some, you know, nutrition, many things. So when we eat, so we mindfully, and beginning just chant offerings, and think about also this is so somebody's body recognize and the chant mantra and the dedication eat mindfully. So that's also less karma. So that kind of we have to practice when we eat meat. So eat meat is like there's so much debating people. Some say, oh, eat meat is no problem. Some people say eat meat is bad. They talk about a lot. Then of course, like Buddha in the Vinayana teachings, he didn't say you cannot eat meat. He said whatever people offering to you, eat that, long as no desire, wanting, get meat. So accidentally, or just people whatever offering. So Buddha told them is eat that monks. He told the monks eat whatever comes people offering, and so that means like not who going to eat meat is that person like not really wanting. I want to eat this meat, not seeking something. So that less karma, and then they can do dedications. So no, we think about like generally people. I mean, ordinary like no monks and the nuns. They come from just you. We have to buy and meat, right? We have to buy and eat meat. So this all has different kind, situations. Each meat has different situations. Really cannot say bad and good. It's very hard to make decisions. Each has different situations. So in Tibet, like used to some people give up killing meat. Killing means someone cared. So that kind of meat they don't eat. Then what they eat is like some animals just naturally die. Some get something disease, or animals kill each other. Not human beings cared for purpose for meat. So some animals like sometimes like they kill each other, die animal. So that kind of people eat. Some people only eat that kind of meat. Then some people give up everything. So then some people eat meat, but what that does is they don't eat meat is like something dedication to you. Means like, uh, in Tibet, it's like that time is a different situation. Like if I'm living in the monastery, example, so my family say, oh, this is we're going to care, and this meat is for serve for Khenpo Samdro. So we're going to send this meat to him. So people does like that kind of. So if I know that, oh, my family did that, that's purpose for me, then I cannot eat that one. Buddha said, don't eat that kind of meat. If someone like dedicate you or to like kind of like say, oh, this animal is for you to, the meat is for you, like, so care like that kind of animal, or the meat is we don't eat. That's it. If we eat that meat is more karma. Then example like monks have to go to somebody's home to do some prayers, rituals. Sometimes the parents, no parents like family, they who honor did the pujas, that thing. Oh, we want to serve very good food, for the monks. And then they're going to care that maybe, not yas, but maybe they're going to care the ships, small animals, make food. So then that's the mostly teachers that don't eat that kind of meat, because it's like they did something for the monks, purpose. That's the reason they cared. People does like that kind, Actually, that is not really good dharma, but people has ignorance. And also due to self. Self means they in what like remove my obscuration. They don't care about other animals, what going on, right? So see that the problem is they don't study dharma. Then some people have some devotions, but no study Dharma, they really don't know the essence of Dharma, that does like that kind of things. That was like actually practice Dharma, but it's create causes of suffering, you know. So actually, there's whatever that does, it's kind of like it's all self, same time, and harm for others too. So that's why, you know, have to study Dharma, have to understanding. And these teachings, like what I'm saying right now, Tuna, sharing with you, is like cannot generally everything covered, but when individually you recognize yourself, what you have to do, your situation. So when you're ready to eat meat, okay, this is I'm going to eat or no, or this is good or not, or today I don't eat, or when you eat, you do dedications. Like each situation has different. I mean, each animal when you eat meat, like have different situations, so you have to use the different method to take care of that. And the main point is like mindful awareness with chant on Mani Padme Hum mantra, and then give up special days. So that is a very good way to do. So then, without even asking permission, see, we don't ask anything permission from the animals. We torture them without permissions. Actually, they also have a right. We talk about human rights. They, of course, the animal also have a right too. They have their own life, you know, their rights. So we no asking permission. We take their rights. They don't have a right. Human beings is create karma is like we can see it's like no any other animals does create karma. So we create a lot of karma, and also see the like due to our self grasping and desire. So actually think about this land. This land is belong to animals and human beings both. Not only belong to human beings, like actually I think this all land is belong to everything. It's like this nature is belong to both, all the beings. But human beings say all this land is my. We divided this my land, this my land, right? And after then, these animals also we own. So who give that authority? Like no one like give like you know authority or to do that, but we just control all these beings. We owned, you know. Actually, the animal also they have own right. We cannot actually, you know, right take their own rights too. So I think this was studied. It's really, you know, comes more wisdom arise, recognize animal realm. Usually, people don't recognize animal realms suffering. People don't care animals. If you study this section, cultivate animals realm, think about these animals, really recognize, you know, we comes compassion to them. We recognize what we're doing, you know, human beings, what we're doing. We recognize. Usually we don't recognize what we're doing. So we torture too much for animals. Sometimes, okay, of course, human beings take care of the, you know, animals, like some dogs and cows and some, you know, cats, and take care, very good taking care. It's very compassion. But same time also they have grasping too. So they also have their own benefits, something then too, you know, own benefits. Kind of the love also with attachment love, with you know, like the dogs and the cats. So if you we taking care of some animals, or unconditional love, taking care of animals, then that is pure love. That is a really, really good love, and it's then that love is like purify our karma, especially purify animal realms karma too. But we have attachment love with taking care animal. That's not bad. That's a good first step. That is the first step, because we have lots of selfish self. So you taking care of your own animals with love, with attachment love. So that's also good, not bad, but comparing to, unconditional love, then attachment love is not that great, not perfect. But attachment love is better than taking care of animals. Much better. It's good. But then comparing to unconditional love, of course, not great too. So unconditional love is like not thinking about anything like my benefit. I need this cat or dogs or something, So we see that are suffering. So then we want to really help them, and taking care is unconditionally. That compassion love is more powerful. If we does that kind of compassion and love taking care animal, then that helps purify our animal realms karma too. Animal realms karma too. So then human beings curse the nostrils with rain and drag them around at where. So this some words is really hard to I can make pronunciation, especially here is a pierce or something. It's a pierce their nostrils, okay, with rains and drags them around at where. See, human beings, torture them. They don't have right. So what we does, human beings, pierce their nostril, we hook up the nose with rain and drag them around everywhere. So then also we does horse too. Horse put in something chain in the mouth. So that kind, each animal we does different something using, drag them, does make harder for them, make suffering for them, or striking them. So that is like do lots. When I was young in Tibet, we ride a horse all the time like that, striking them. So then mercilessly with metal wraps, I see that's one. Is we do lots. When we was young, is ride the horse. We always wrapped this one mercilessly with metal wraps, and then animal like who plied the the farms used to like all 2 yards in Tibet have to walk for the farms. 2 yards joined together and put the one stake put joined together and then ply all this farm. It's really hard. The yards so strong, but the ply that because it's the lane is so dried, and then sometimes they have stones, and yes, just sometimes like they cannot go through. Then they're wrapped. It's so heavy to ply that, because land is so dry, and then sometimes like not soft. Land is not soft. There's so many stones in there, so they all have to ply the right plight. It's very hard to work for these yards, and some country does cows. In India, that does cows. In Tibet, does yards. So many countries does like that, but here it's like right now it does machines, and now in Tibet also that does machines. So already changed the 21st century. So maybe used to everywhere like that. forcing them to pour heavy loads. See, that is also gas everywhere. Even then their energy and the strength are exhausted, but we don't care human beings because we wrapped this metal warps. They are made to plow, so that's what I'm talking about, made to plow and to carry weight far beyond their physical capacity until they fly over. So you can see the one movie is the somewhere Himalayan area. These yachts carried the salt and barleys crossing the mountain and crossing all these big snow mountains, and the road is very narrow and very dangerous. Yet some yachts falling to the curbs, right? Curbs like so strong, like the falling in the curbs, I think. So that kind is so dangerous, and so much sacrifice, they're suffering. But people don't think that, don't think much. So it's make them work for them. Does everything for just their own benefits. Then different animals, like in Tibet, used to their one kind of a horse. The horse and another horse is like no different kind of types horse. They carry only they carry this carry the weight. I think weight far beyond their physical capacity. So they're all the way east Tibet and all the way go up to in the west Tibet. Like long time ago, like I saw some movies, like histories. So the business people just carry the tea. The tea is like that time is a big business long time ago, ancient time in Tibet. So the tea is like more bigger size than me. Like they have many like that. There's long and there many like that. One horse have to carry, and so many horse carry to all the way east to west, means like 6-month journey to go on the way. So that kind of suffering these animals. Why that does that? Because that does the or is like their own benefit. So think about what these people did for these horses. Could be they are not human being them. Could be there who torture these animals like somewhere lower realms. So finally, what they get? Finally, actually, everything's they're harming our own situation, like harming their own future life. So no, this long time ago, people who did so this, all the tortured animals. So this time, they all could be in the lower realms. So we have to think that way. This karma cause and effect, thinking about it, like thinking about more future life. So future life is depending right now our action. Right now, our life is depending previous life karma. So what we did the previous life, log to our life right now. Where is going to future life right now our action. So that is the just short karma cause effect teaching. The essence of the karma cause effect teaching. Pema Sambhava said that. So no future life we control the right now. Right now life is we cannot control. The future life is our own hand, right now our hand. So know what we can do right now. If we don't want to reborn to animal realms, so we can, give up meat or less, or give up, means like if we cannot give up whole thing, we just give up special days and recognize when is the full moon comes, that day, 1 month, like that day give up, and the 10th day, like lunar calendar 10th day, before full moon, 5 days before it's the 10th. So that day, give up, and then some 25th is a Dakini day, give up that day. End of the month, the last of the month, the 30th, that day is give up 4 days, give up the meat 1 month. So I think that helps purify, reborn to the lower realms and in this animal realms. So then this 4 days followed by lunar calendar, Tibetic calendar. So we recognize the 15th full moon. That is easy. So before 15th full moon comes 5 days before, it's 10th. So then full moon, you count that full moon day to all the way 25th. So you count full moon day to 25th, give up that day. Then after 25th, it's 5 days. After it's like last day of the month. So you can just recognize full moon is easy. The other just you figure out and put in your, and calendar. So we have so good technologies, remind you like your calendars. So then they give you awareness. Say, okay, I'm not going to eat that day. So you pick up and that days. And then when you eat meat, so mindfully beginning offerings and also then some dedication mantra Om Mani Padme Hum chant and dedicate. So that's it, purify our karma, and also we not going to carry the karma to going to reborn in these realms. So that's we can do. We can do something like that. We can change something. Some is we cannot really change. We cannot do. So hard to do change. So due to our life have to survive. Some we can change. Some we can change because we usually don't recognize what we're doing. So now you learn these teachings, we recognize something. We recognize we can change some situations. Okay, so thank that. Then they are made to flow and to carry way far beyond their physical capacity until they fall over. They are captured and slighted by humans for their height. So then human beings, what we do, capture animals and slighted, I think, that we care them. Why we does that? Because reason is human beings by humans for their height and meat, pierce for bones, and anything else we may cover from their bodies. So each animal has some special object, their body. So that's why human beings want. It's due to their karma. Each this animal has carry some special object, some kind of medicine, some valuable things they're carried. That things no benefit for them, nothing benefit for them. They has that, but what they happen, they carry that, they harm for them because some other human beings want to carry them, the reason for that. So that is the karma. And that's also like, due to is like, karma is a stingy karma. And the reborn in the animals carry that, but nothing benefit for them. And that's the reason some other beings going to get them. Some has good meat, some has reason is for skin. So some is for teeth, long like elephant, something like that. And then, each this animal has something special object they carry. Sometimes there's some human beings don't know what the special object they have carry. But mostly this animal has something special object each one carried. So that's the reason human beings care them. So one is the animals, their own karma. Because due to their previous life karma. Human beings, we create the karma. Animals, they're purifying their karma, rapiding their karma, their own karma there. So that's we have to know, we understand, like we have to understand that way. Okay, so then there are human being for the high, meat, hairs, for bones, and anything else we may cover from their bodies. Wild animals suffer from being vulnerable to harm from foes, predators, and from having to fight in order to survive. The wild animal or has this suffering, they also has something, special objects to carry their body. That's why human beings want them care them. That is a brief explanation of the suffering of the lower realms. So that's all. It's like lower realms explanation. Yesterday we talked about the higher realms and hungry ghosts. Today, so we finish here animal realms. But then constitutes to the suffering of the three higher realms in the root takes Jiktin Sungu rods. So now we go to the higher realms suffering. Higher realms suffering. Tapsu Chimpo Dunghar Tagizir, beings are sticking by the suffering of warring, and fighting of death and transmigration. Human beings, so that's the root text. So now it's going to explain. Human beings suffer from the four root suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death. So that's our human beings suffering. On top of that, they also suffer from meeting with the foes, being separated from loved ones, and so forth. So this first four, we already talked a lot. We recognize. Then another suffering, like on top of that, they're also suffering from meeting with the foes. So that's always we have that problem. Due to that reason, we are always nervous, scared, always going on something. Being separate from loved ones, then that is impermanent, always happening. Our loved ones lost and so forth due to impermanent. So those who like what they desire suffer from not finding it. Then also we have lots of desires, we cannot find what we need. So everyone has a desire. It's a small child and until like die, doesn't matter which kind of year is old. Everyone has this, Those who liking what they desire suffer from not finding it. Always we looking something, we need something, but we not finding it. Those who possess what they desire suffer from fearfully trying to protect and preserve it. So then also, those who like what they desire suffer from not finding it. Those who possess that their desire suffer from fearfully trying to protect and preserve it. So then, of course, like some people get a job, they're protecting their job. It's a suffering. Somebody get high positions, they're protecting their positions. That so much other people try to get that position. So you try to protect your position, and then create a lot. Know what you did. That is all politicians does. All politicians are suffering from this. So who already get the position, you know, there has lots of suffering. Then who has a business, who already established business, those who possess that their desire, you know, suffering from fearfully trying to protect and perceive it. They try to protect their own business, you know, the so many competitions, they're really suffering, they're going to lose their own business. Then people own lots things, you know, they're protecting that. Then depending individual situation, you know, some people already has own laws, they're protecting that, you know, they're no going to laws and they're suffering for that. And some maybe not much owned, but maybe no enough pay for rent, and that's where suffering. Some people houses, like, you know, have to pay monthly, you know, house, bought house, like you cannot afford your own house, so going to laws, that's where suffering. So many ways, whatever we owned, many things have to, you know, pay, maintaining, is going to lost. So that's suffering for more right now. Every human being, this suffering. So individually has different levels. Individually have different levels. Some has like going to lose like big things, like, you know, president seat, Congress seat. Think about, you know, the reputations, or maybe king, you know, position kings. They're going to lose that kind of, you know, that's a big thing going on. And then some business, big business owners, they're protecting their own business suffering. They come up to all the individual small things, like even kids, they have something their own, they're protecting that, you know. So that's how human beings have different levels of suffering. First we looking, try to get. So that's why those who like what they desire suffer from not finding it. Means we always looking, finding, desire, suffering. Finally, we get things. It's going to losing suffering. So that is a reality. It's always a fact, truth, you know. This all beings have this problem, suffering. Humans are plagued by atomic suffering, particularly the 8 main types of suffering. So human beings has like many different kind of suffering. So main bigger one is suffering, is we just mentioned about here. First is like say birth, aging, sickness, and death. This is 4. Then top of that, also suffering from meeting with the false, 1. Being separate from loved ones, 2. And then those who like what they desire, suffering from not finding, 3. Actually 7. Those who possess that their desire, suffering from fearfully trying to protect and perceive it, is 8, or number 4. So first number 4, second number 4 is always 8. Okay, remember that. Tomorrow you get the exams from that too. And also in the animal realms, which kind of suffering, what is there mentioned about here. So you remember that, okay? So now we're going into the beings in jealousy God realm, suffering from warring and battling due to the jealousy. So that is all due to jealousy. The root text is like only one sentence that talk about this: human beings suffering and the jealousy, God's suffering, and the God's realm suffering. So that's why it's no separate root text. And So just I already shared the root text is like beings are stricken by suffering of warring and fighting over death and transmigration. So that's the root text. So now we are in the jealous God's realm. They see the glory and abundance of the neighboring God realm and the beautiful goddesses there, and they wage great better, but they lose to the more powerful gods, end up being killed or injured, or they swept up blood, or end up face down on the ground crying out in defeat. So that's jealous God's realm. The due to jealousy, mental jealousy. Actually, they don't have to fight. They just due to jealousy. They cannot stay and calm down. They're going to fight. They're fighting. You know. Then they see the glory. Why the jealousy? Because this God's realm has this jealousy. God see the glory and the abundance of the neighbor God's realm. And then also there has beautiful goddesses in the God's realm there, and then they wage great battle. Then they fight. Then who's winner? The God's realm is winner. The reason is but they lose because to the more powerful gods, and God's realm is more powerful than jealous God's realm, more powerful. So think about it, just in these countries, which country is more powerful, that country is winner. So we don't have to name the names, you know. So other country, why they fight other country? Because due to jealousy, they fight. Then who's lose? Who is more powerful? They are winner. So same like that in this God's realm and the jealous God's realm. And you can see in this world, some country is jealousy to other country because other country has more opportunity, many things, you know, more better life, more resources, more good things. So then they fight. So who lose? Who is jealousy, and they are losers. So we can see that kind of exactly going on the God's realm and the jealous God's realm. And then what happened? But they lose their more powerful God. God is more powerful. Then what happened? End up being killed or injured. So then jealous God killed and injured, or they spread up blood, or end up face down on the ground crying out in the defect. So their suffering is so unbearable that it is said to be indistinguishable from their suffering of the reviving here. Kind of reviving here. This jealous God's realm. Reviving here also due to the anger, jealousy, you know, born again and die again. So similar in this jealous gods is when they're injured, then they recover again and they're going to fight. Then they get caught up or injured, and some die and some get up again and they fight. So that kind of suffering. Then the God's realm, the beings in the God's realm suffer when the sons of spending death begin. So when they're ready to die, you know, they recognize, because it's when the sons of spending death begin. They lose the radiance of their completions, and they feel uncomfortable in their seats. So usually the God's realm, they can sit their own chair is comfortable and beautiful, joyful, but when ready to die, they doesn't want to sit in their own seat, uncomfortable in the seat. The flower garland, the word, so then there has a flower garland also dried, wet, and their clothes begin to smell. Then they wear the clothes, usually it's a beautiful smell all the time. I don't think so have to take in the laundries, you know. but then it's slowly they're going to get this bad smell. Begin to smell. Then they don't have a laundry, actually, jealousy God's realm. No, God's realm. Because they don't have to use to do laundry. Usually they don't have to do that, right? And then this kind of happening, they cannot do laundry because they cannot wash. This smell is like just naturally it's rise. They perspire when they have never perspired before. They are plagued by the suffering of dying and transmigrating. Therefore, we should strive not to be reborn in any of these realms within samsara. So, meditate the defect of samsara. No, we are not attached to reborn in this sixth realm. Wherever we reborn, this sixth realm is suffering. So, what we want to liberate. So, liberate is not only we want to liberate, we want to benefit all our mother sentient beings. So that's the main point, like Mahayana practitioners. So this jealousy God's realm is like extremely suffering. The highest realm and ready to go down. So when they recognize that they're going to die, this sun comes, then stay there very long time. So the suffering long time. Many like kind of human beings lifetime. So that's the reason this God's realm is extremely suffering. So we have to meditate this 4 thoughts practice. That 4 thoughts meditation helps only wanting liberation, no wanted to stuck in samsara. Sometimes people say, oh, I wanted to reborn human beings again. I love my life. They say, I love my life. But that is really temporary thinking. So already forget some suffering. Sometimes the weather is perfect. No one going to make any difficulty us. We are relaxed. Mind is more peaceful. It's all the food, everything perfect. Drinks there. Weather perfect. Always condition is great. Then loved ones there. So then you already forget death, birth suffering. You already forget like what last year suffering, last month suffering. We forget what going on tomorrow and the next month and next year. Then just temporarily say, I love my life. That is all temporary thinking, right? That day only. So that is our human beings' ignorance. Okay. I love my house. I love my country. I love my life. I want a human being again. So it's all temporary thinking in that moment. So we don't want to reborn again in these 6 realms. One only goal is liberation. So not only our goal is liberation, we wanted to help benefit all these beings, try to help them to liberate. So cultivate is a mind generation, That's the way we have to practice. So now we finish the teaching today there. And so maybe we just take question and answer is better. Anyone has the question and answer? Questions.
Kempo.
Yes.
About the animal realm.
Yes.
So dogs and cats are animal.
Yes.
But these days, some dogs and cats live better than human beings.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be too much of a suffering to me.
Actually, yeah, it's suffering, but we don't recognize because that is our perception. Oh, they are great, but the thing about the dogs is even human beings taking care of them. Honor is go out. Dogs extremely suffering. there's missing, and there's the thing someone going to take away the home and the house. Dog has a really strong self-grasping. Nighttime they cannot sleep. They're thinking about someone come to get that they're going to get the owner, or that someone going to take down the house, and there's things they always they're thinking is belong to them. So they cannot sleep whole night like same as the human beings, like relax. The human beings recognize no one going to get it tonight, but dogs they don't think that way. Dogs all the time protecting and suffering, but they don't. Human beings don't recognize like that some subtle level the suffering. Of course, they're ignoring and going on so much there, and that cannot talk. They cannot communicate. If they really say something, they cannot say. If they doesn't like their food, they cannot say anything. Just they eat and do that. What human being. So then dogs very clever. They just does like make owner happy. They don't recognize what the human beings don't recognize what really their dogs need. The thing is, oh, dogs are happy. The dogs also like helping, like something is for make happy for owner. And the dog thing, he own this owner everyone. Human beings think I own the dog, but dog thinks I own them. Different perceptions there. Not same perception. And then actually, of course, the dog also has a different karma animals. Yesterday, somewhere I shared this teaching, like when we die processing that time, karma, is very strong. And someone does know which was strong, but when they die, and it's a good intention or some good condition arise, human being, they reborn the human being. But they just too much already know what you are that very difficult human being's life, very difficult life, human being life. But karma, through put in the human body, because when they die, it's some condition arise. So same thing, animal realm also. Some people, some animals, like someone did good things when they die, and like some like no virtuous, like no good condition comes, then they reborn to the animal realm. So kind of like some animal better life, like this, right now people own the dogs and the cats. The owners taking care of them, owners taking care of them, but the karma put into the animal realm, but better life, you just say like better than, we're seeing our perceptions is seeing like better life than some human beings too. So that's always follow the karma.
Now,
okay.
Is it true that I heard someone saying that don't get that we shouldn't have pets is because we get too attached to them. So after we die, we will follow them. In the bardo, go into the animal realm. Is that true?
That I really don't know. So some ways not. It's just follow the dependent situations. The someone has a really strong attach to animal and maybe do something, desire so strong. It could be something happening, but mostly I don't think so. So that's we don't know. It's a subtle level karma. And actually, who own the cat animals? That looks like I think it's they create a good karma. Because you have animals on your home, so you love them. It's like animals. Then slowly, there you just all animals. The people's love for all animals. So if you have one cat, then slowly you love your own cat, then slowly you love all the cat. You know, when you see the other cat, it's like your fear is very easy to connect with that. And the same is our own the cat. And then of course who own the dog also same thing. So there has more connect with animals. So laws like that create more good positive coming influence everything. But then sometimes like maybe it's who own the cat and maybe they're not really do good way and torture them and something is like doing with the animal create karma could be. So that is no good. So it's depending who own the cat and the dogs, how to taking care. There is always followed by individual level. So we don't know each one's karma. We cannot say like, you know, giving one answer. I cannot say.
Okay.
And the main point is who own the animals. They're more connect with the animals. I recognize that. So that person has more compassion. That people has more patience. Because taking care of animals is not easy without the patience. So you have to put too much time for them. And then also one is generosity. Of course, you have to feed them. And so then of course you cat and animals, your home, you love them. So many good qualities there too. So then also who has animals also recognize not so strong attached to thinking about I'm doing this is like practice, like taking care of someone. Not attached to that. That is a good way to practice.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Simple. Do the other realms create karma or just the human realm?
Animal realms create karma.
Also.
Okay. Yeah, create laws because they eat each other due to ignorance.
Okay.
And human beings, yes, create karma. Jealousy, God's realms creates karma.
God realms
because
also?
God's realm also create karma, I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know the specifically laws that create karma because they fight with God, jealousy gods, they hurt them, you know.
Yeah.
and then there also so strong desire and selfish God's realm. So yeah, I think only hell realms maybe burning the karma.
Okay.
Campbell,
Yes.
I have
Hi.
experience. I really like chipmunk. I thought chipmunk was really cute, and they have a tail and stick up and really small and furry. So I really like them a lot. And one day I was passing by the university, and they were playing in the wood and running after each other. I thought they were really cute, and suddenly I realized it's my human perception, thinking they are cute. Actually, they were scared of me. They are running away from me. And I just suddenly realized they are not cute. They are suffering. And I perceive them, they are cute, they are wonderful, but their life is really suffering because every human being passed, they have to run away. So they have a lot of fear.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my experience.
true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much, sharing.
Yeah.
Tempo.
Yes.
I think I used to think that you could be in a jealous God realm or a God realm in human form, but I think no, because you have the capacity to change that, your behavior. But let's say you live your life in a sense like a jealous God. Is that going to give you the karma to be reborn in that realm likely?
You mean in the jealous God's realm, they're reborn again, jealous God's realm?
Yeah. So if you're human, but you're jealous and you're fighting.
Jealous gods, actually jealous gods realm create karma to reborn hell realms. So you read the Kingdom Zambo prayer, they talk about, the jealous gods due to their jealousy, anger, and end up into the hell realms. Yeah, so that's what they said, Kingdom Zambo prayer.
Oh, right. Okay, so then what kind of karma makes you be a jealous God?
We have a jealousy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So jealousy,
We create
anger.
The animal also have a jealousy too, each other jealousy.
Yeah.
Animals has a very strong jealousy each other. And so you recognize, you'd say you have two dogs that maybe other dogs jealousy or other one. So, and there's jealousy lots of animals. Of course, we don't recognize. Human beings, we know, we have our own experience. We have a lot of jealousy.
Then what would make you be reborn in just a God realm, not the jealous God realm? Lots of marriage, but not practicing.
What? Say again.
So how do you end up in a God realm? Because you don't want to end up there.
Or we have to practice, like example, rejoice for other beings. So that practice is rejoicing helps like purify jealousy karma. You mean that?
No, I mean, I understand about the jealous God realm. I mean about just the God realm, not the jealous.
Oh, God realm is a pride.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have a pride. So that's God has pride.
I should have known that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So sex realm is like 6 different kind of these emotions projecting. Projection. So
some people are so ignorant and so bad and so jealous and so proud. Where would they go at the end? Would that be the hell realm?
Which
if
is
they
the strongest?
Have all the faults, all the obscurations.
Yeah, I know. So that's so which is the strongest? They end up there.
Okay.
So especially also when they die, that time dying processing that time, which is a karmic, it's a strong arise. So they end up there.
The last thoughts. Okay.
So Kempo.
Yes, sir.
What creates worse karma? The person eating the meat or the person killing the animal?
Oh, killing the animal is more create the karma.
But if you go to a grocery store, they have meat. If people didn't buy the meat, they wouldn't need to kill the animal, right?
Yes. So, yes, that's true. So that's why it's like who buy the grocer in the meat, it's always like no same situations. Individual has different situations. So the object is not really, say good or bad, depending on individual situations there. Because Mahayana teaching is Buddha followed by mind, level. So that's the reason he said what Buddha says, like when you eat something, have to meditate, recognize is medicine. Not attached to that, no desire to that, like recognize medicine, survive the body. And the body is used for practice dharma. So that kind, like thinking and eating is less karma. Dedication and recognize mindful awareness, chant mantra, and with compassion is less karma. Then of course ignoringly eating, attachment eating, desire wanting eating is big karma. It's more strong karma. So this is always dependent, followed by individual level. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that answer.
Yes. So we 100% we cannot say, oh, this grocery, this meat is bad. This it's always interdependent, right? Everything's followed by interdependent. So some ways like, okay, who has really good high level practitioner comes buy meat and they eat meat. So they can benefit that particular the animal. So that kind is like different, you know, person, right? How to say, exceptional or like some special. So have that kind too. So that's the reason like we cannot say oh it's bad or good. It's like followed by individual situation, and also like our own situation. Sometimes we eat no mindful, not thinking about, and attachment, desire, eat. Sometimes we really need for survive the body. We recognize. And even we don't want to eat, but we recognize, oh, I need this for my nutrition, like something body, and recognize kind of medicine. And my body is for practicing Dharma, I have to survive, and then do dedications, less karma. So that is like not 100% in the meat, right?
No.
So it's also who eat meat is a dependent person's different thinking, like change the situation.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It all depends on the situation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so no questions. Now we're going to dedication. Then Sandra, you're going to share the dedication prayers.
I think Marilyn sent them out to everyone. I don't know if people printed it.
Can you put in the chat room? It's good, you know.
But we all have them, I think, Kimpo.
I can put it in the chat.
Sent in an email.
Yeah, put it in the chat room. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, it would be good if
So
you
some
could
people.
do that, Raul.
Let me see what I can do.
Oh, great.
Oh, there we go.
Dedication. So we're going to dedication. So many beings pass away. So many beings pass away in this month, this year, in this month, in this today. You know. So we think about that and the dedication. This Amitabha prayers. Rabbi Varjara family lost draw today too. So we kept in the prayer and the same many beings dead passed away today. So think about them and this month and this year. Ma ngom zara sanje nangwa daye daye se jowo du je jembo da yong de senban de jen do na lai sanje san sen ban min kor ji go de je ngom zara ba de me ba ye de wa jin je sa ve jen gan de da yin de ne zen bu jir mai da ye wa yin je bar mai ju bai Erjine nande yarndong yon de dage molanda bani soje sanje sansen damje je kemen jabara sinje labde sor ya da benza ya awan bode na yeso Sanjo Zenjo Rinpoche Ma Ba Nam Je Jorje Je Bai Nyam Bai Me Ba Yang Kong Ne Kong Den Be War Shu So Nam De Ye Dam Je Ze Ba Nye Tong Nan Yin Be Zha Nan Bam Ze De Ji Ga Nam Je Ba Loin Ru Ba Se Ben So Len Ro Wa Re Yo Nyam Ba Ra Ba Ve Che Da Ran Jen Ba Gen Da Zang Bo De Yang De Yen De Dai Gen Je Ji Se Da Lo Ge Wan De Da Dam Je Ra De Mo Shi Zai Gen Se Gen Jin Ji Je Dem De Ne Lai Wan De De Gong Ba Ren Jian Ba Je De Ba Sin De Je Do De Zang Gong Ben Zin Jo Je O Mani Bene 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 O Mani Bene. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you
Kempo.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See
Campo.
you.
Have a
See you
beautiful.
tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kempo.
Kempo.
Good evening.
Have a beautiful
Good
evening.
sleep. If people, so
Thank you so much,
people
Cam.
who has four thought meditation is good sleep is not great, right?
How true.
People who has four thoughts meditation, sleep is not great. So that's the Gachin Rinpoche said. Usually people say, do you have good sleep? And they say, yes. It's actually it's not great, wasting time. I know he nighttime all the time wake up. So
That's how we did it.
yes. So I don't have enough sleep. Next day I'm really tired. My body is already used to that. Gachin Rinpoche, when he goes sleep, he try to wake up nighttime again. He doesn't want to go sleep whole night. He just go sleep beginning little bit and he go wake up and he drink tea and stay and do meditate and then go back to sleep a little bit and wake up again.
Wow.
So purposely he does that. He shared when he shared the four thoughts meditations who go to thinking about the whole night is wanted to sleep is no that person no didn't have enough practice for thought meditation.
I'm in big trouble then.
So think about where we are.
Well, we're glad you're here with us, Kempo, so you can guide us.
I can share, but I cannot guide. I like to sleep.
Well, you could guide us with that too.
So the good is like, you know, when you practice this four thought meditations, like used to nighttime, you know, wake up and are upset. really upset when cannot go sleep again, you know, when wake up. So then use these 4 thoughts meditations when sometimes like wake up in the night time, cannot go back sleep. It's like, I'm rejoiced. Then you do something, you know, like just not try to want to go sleep. Then just do meditate, you know, like use something, chant this supplication Tara, and it does really help me to go sleep, you know, supplication to Tara chanting. I chant this slowly and mentally, and my Chewa maybe change the Tibetan is like Ambon Dharma, that's low to myself, really into my, who wanted to sleep? No one born there. Who is desire? Who is nervous? Who is like scared? You know, sometimes the nighttime wake up is like naturally mind is nervous, fears. Who's fears? You love to yourself, chant that prayers mentally, go away, and then you chant slowly. This each word is very powerful into your mind, meditate, and then all the fears goes, thoughts goes, then you go sleep. So that's another method. And then of course you do some practice the next time when you wake up. So meditate and don't upset. So that helps for this 4 thought meditation. If get upset, you know, we cannot go sleep and upset and want to go, and then you really cannot sleep. And then you are more upset and then more suffering. Is that affected? Then next day, then you get difficulty, like, you know, slowly you get difficulty for go sleep, and then that affect your mind too. Of course, then affect the body too. So we, when you next time in the wake up something, you know, just use some good things, and thing is like positive thinking. Okay, so that's I can share.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Kempo. Have a great evening,
Tomorrow.
everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Great.
Bye.